Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. Remember the Podbros Podcast Network? Go to podbros.com and find yourself another podcast that you want to listen to. And don't forget to check out our sponsors, Trap and Roll Soap Company, the best soap you're going to use on your body after doing jiu-jitsu or anything else. And Tape Armor, so you can keep your fingers safe while you're playing Spider Guard, Lasso Guard, grabbing people by their throats. Whatever you're going to be doing in jiu-jitsu, you need Tape Armor. So we had Joshua Cooksley on the show again, and he is one of the, he's my coach, first off, so he's a really entertaining dude. And Aaron was on the show as well, and I can't really describe how the show starts. You're really just going to have to listen to it for yourself, because it got a little fucking crazy. But I really do hope you guys enjoy the show, and check back with us afterwards. Don't forget to go to iTunes, subscribe, rate us, and I will see you guys after the show.
Definitely.
Oh, we're actually on air now. I was saying that as a joke.
I mean, I don't know. Did they hear about the goat fucking part?
No, they didn't hear about the goat
Well,
fucking
because I can... Okay. So we shouldn't mention it. Or should I?
Oh, we should mention it.
Oh, should I mention
100%.
No,
okay. Look, we're committed to this course of action.
It wasn't you
now.
fucking the goat, was
No,
it?
well, no, I mean, that time. But, no, for real, though. I saw some dudes... there was a guy out in a field. So this is in Afghanistan, which is... It's a very modern, very progressive country where nothing weird ever happens.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're out in the middle of nowhere in Helmand Province, Afghanistan, and you have a camera that's like 100 feet tall, you can see everywhere at night. And what ended up happening is I'm sitting there. Well, I wasn't there, but the guy that I knew was sitting there, and he was scanning, and he just saw like the fucking weirdest thing he saw like a dude and like a goat together on infrared, and he didn't know. He's like, why is this a half dude, half goat? And then they started moving back and forth, and then before like he fucking realized like this dude is like literally fucking this goat, and it went on for a solid 5-6 minutes. Like, this dude had fucking stamina, man. Like, this dude puts most men to shame. But he's fucking his, his goat.
5-6 minutes is stamina?
5-6, I mean, well, it's not?
Well,
for you? For me?
Well, like, personally?
Personally.
I take it as a race.
Yeah. You're trying to get
10
to the
seconds
finish line.
and done, baby.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a sprinter, not a marathon runner.
No, me too, man. I mean, absolutely. I mean, if I go past 2 minutes, it's
Look,
cardio.
Mike Tyson's first fight at 13 seconds lasted longer than I did. Or do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I mean, he's a very explosive man.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, in
So
more
am
than
I,
one way.
apparently.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, and that's how we're starting out this episode.
That's how we're
Big
starting out this
Jiu-Jitsu
episode.
Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. I'm Rob. Then we've got Aaron with us once again. And then we also have brought back Joshua Cooksley, brown belt extraordinaire, badass dude from Australia. So
appreciate that.
I don't know if it's going to be so much an interview today as much as just us BSing like we were talking about. And
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about people fucking goats.
This when you have 3 cups of Joe,
Yours says I have a big penis on it, which is
it has like the caution label you find on like I don't know, hazmat suits and all the rest of it, like the white, the yellow, and the black stripes. And there's a big red sign that says caution. I have a big penis.
Hey, I believe that. You know what I'm saying? High five. That's some American.
I always wonder why you guys called me Goliath.
It's because you got 3 hooks in, man, when we're rolling.
Yeah, Goliath, but also like he's like a
Gosh,
sprinter.
put some pants on. You'll poke someone's eye out.
You gotta watch out, man. Well, I was gonna say like that goat fucking story. So that video, so he's fucking this goat, and then he finishes.
Let's finish this story.
Well, he finishes, and then but the fucking dude like was recording the whole thing. So he somehow takes this fucking video, and every time that I would go to this patrol base, we would fucking watch this video. It was like a ritual that we would do because, like, what the fuck else are you gonna do in the middle of fucking Afghanistan? But he put it on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube right now and you search "goat fucker Afghanistan" or something like that,
I'm doing it.
I'm pretty sure you can find it. I found it before on YouTube. It's a fucking infrared video of a guy fucking a goat. And that's
I'm gonna do it.
I mean, there's really not much else description.
That's
you really need.
I mean,
okay.
I guess,
I've got my phone right here.
I don't know if there's like
Goat. I hope the IRS isn't like watching my internet search history.
the IRS probably wouldn't be very.
I don't know
interested.
like what you Americans do with like national security or whatever, but like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So
The IRS, they'll watch your taxes. They probably won't watch your internet.
oh good.
They're just as militant as some of the other I guess agencies.
They're
in the world.
fucking weaponized though.
They are.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Holy crap! I found it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. How
Dude,
long is it?
It's fucking. I don't
It's
know,
like
man.
3 minutes 30.
No, I've seen
9
it.
seconds.
I've seen it on YouTube, and it's been a while.
Okay, hang on. Wait a second. We can't watch the whole thing because
No, this is it, man. I'm like so, and I wasn't 100% sure if this was it or not, but I sort of fucking. It's exactly the same sort of area where I was at. This is a yep.
This is
Fuck
the most.
me, dude.
Dude. It's been years since I've seen this video too.
There's a dude just sitting there watching him. Like there's
Oh, he's got a spectator too. God, my.
now he's walking over to him. Look, this guy's like doing a deep squat, holding this goat. This poor thing's trying to get away. Oh, they're switching over.
Oh fuck!
All
I
right,
forgot about
so-
this part.
All right, let's. Just...
That's fantastic, though.
All right.
I mean,
so
that's better than I remember it being. But
they tag team this poor goat,
That poor guy.
it was a famous thing.
Poor,
Man, you
poor
see all
guy.
sorts of weird shit there.
You do. You
and that's the we set the bar now for this podcast.
Yeah, we can only go up,
Set
down.
the bar
or-
very, very low.
We did, yeah. So I know you and I were talking in the car earlier, and stuff that we've mentioned before too. Like, we fucking hate jujitsu.
Yeah.
We
I
we
fucking hate jujitsu.
yeah, jujitsu sucks.
Fucking hate jujitsu.
Yeah,
Why does
it's
anyone
terrible.
want
Why
to
do
be
we
good at
hate
jujitsu? It's because it's just shitty, isn't it? It's like you go into a gym, you train for 3 hours, and you like pay people to hurt you and to practice hurting you. And if
Yeah.
you're good at the sport, like I say good in quotation marks, because unless you're like a top 1% black belt, you're fucking terrible. Like, unless you're actually good at the sport, you know, you just get hurt.
Oh,
Or,
dude.
like, if you are good at the sport, people try and hurt you even more because they want to get more out of you.
But not only that, but like the mental part of it.
Oh, yeah.
Like the fucking fear that you have. Like I don't know about you guys, but basically I show up to the gym every day with a little bit of fear.
Oh yeah.
For rolling with somebody who's going to be really good because I have to step up and be that much better. And so it's like facing something
That's why I
that's
fucking
difficult.
hate rolling with you.
That's what I tried. I mean, seriously though, like it's a mental, for me, it's physically fucking hurts. Yeah, I'm paying people. Well, I'm not paying anybody right now because your class is free, but I have paid people to fuck me up, you know, to potentially dislocate my shoulder, potentially dislocate my fucking knee, break my toe, fucking heel hook me, and you know, and those things can happen, right?
Yeah,
So there's
dude.
these people trying to kill me that I'm paying them, right?
Yep.
But also mentally, for me, it's a big deal because I fucking like, you don't ever want to go in and just have. I mean, sometimes you want to have easy rolls, but you don't want to have easy rolls all the time, right? Like, you want to go in there and you want to get better, and the only way to get better is to have some fucking piece of you just fucking
Crushed.
just right?
Have your soul steadily ground down.
Dude, to
into
be
a fine paste.
I was gonna say when I remember when I first got back into it really again back when I was in DC for a good 4 months straight. It was always, I got to go to class. Well, fuck going to class. And this is the conversation I had from walking down from my barracks room into walking in the door.
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid. You could be playing Call of Duty. Like, why are you doing this?
The most
Dude, like,
amazing
fuck-
transition happens though. As soon as you step on the mat, you're like, yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, it's real good.
Until the end of the session, if you had a rough one.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you're like, why did I decide to come?
Yeah.
This was terrible.
Oh, man. It's just, it's what you're talking. It's so easy to not
And
show
also,
up.
like, yeah, it is. And even if you do get to a high level, like a good level brown belt, a good level purple belt even, do you know what I mean? It's still terrible because you have to, like, push the other people around you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you have to do more effort. And why do we want to do effort and exercise? That's why we have cars, like technology. Who
That's
wants
why
to
we
do
invented
exercise?
bicycles.
even more than bicycles. That's why we invented machines.
We made fucking horses pull us. We made another animal do this work for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think like that is more lazy than a bicycle, honestly. Like,
No, because you have to pump your legs, man. Have you fucking ever ridden a bicycle up a hill?
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
It's like more lazy.
Yeah.
I'll make that
Right.
horse. Since we're talking about just animals getting fucked, we can do it in like more than one way. Like that poor horse.
Yeah.
Taking my fat ass up and like, come on, let's go. And
I can't. I mean, a horse like you on a horse, that fucking horse would be working.
yeah,
man.
unless it's like a
I don't mean to be-
Clydesdale. No, you're not.
I don't mean to be
rude.
mean, but that
Look.
fucking horse would be sweating. I don't mean to be a dick.
Man,
But that horse
you
would
don't
be-
You'll
lie
die.
to us.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but
But
that
I'm
horse
being
would
an
probably
asshole.
have a heart attack. Not trying to be a shithead.
But
I'm
you're
being a
fucking
shithead.
huge.
that horse would have fucking. That horse would have
Rob,
fucking huge.
don't
legs
take it as
afterwards.
don't take it as a bad thing, man. Just know that your pressure game is unbelievable.
Well, thank you.
That's what you say. Yeah,
That's what I say.
That's what you
Have
say
you
when
seen his
someone's.
wrestling too?
Yeah,
He's got some powerhouse legs on him,
yeah. He's a.
and I would not
I-
like to be dropped on my head by this boy.
It's like 8 years of ballet, really. You know,
Yeah,
by
that's
ballet
fair
I mean taekwondo, but you know,
Yeah,
really,
yeah, yeah.
got perfect balance.
perfect balance. I can do the little. What was it like from the other guys? Like, well, oh, you mean like this? How do you know that? Oh, I took ballet to make fun of this kid who was taking ballet.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
No, I did not really. I'm.
No, I was gonna say, man, if you took ballet and you're at the level, I mean, that's fucking cool. But can you do taekwondo? Can you do like? Can you still do the cool kicks where you're like?
Yeah,
it's
there's
like a
there's still
mid and high kick.
I
or
haven't
whatever.
really practiced it, but when I went home on leave, oh man, when was it? It was earlier this year. I said, oh, I can still break a board, so I did one of those spinning hook kicks, like face level, broke a board.
That's fucking.
Did you land on your ass?
No, I did
Amazing.
not. Yeah, that's. But then, like,
Did you re-tear your ACL?
no, absolutely not. But with that being
Can you
said,
imagine?
I'll be fucking pissed. So like, watch this shit, and then I just tear my ACL again.
dude.
Like that was one of the
Oh, that would be like the worst thing.
like
but also
breaking my arm
amazing.
was more painful
so bad.
initially,
Yeah.
but like ACL rehab,
Oh,
like
dude,
it took so much longer
Actually-
to get back from.
Speaking of a conversation we had before, I didn't
Yeah.
finish a thought on that.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
how we were saying that like the more you use your joints, the better they get?
Yes.
I was going to bring up like people who say that that's not true and that your body starts at a set standard and then just degrades over time. If your joints don't get better like your muscles, then why does like rehab work? Do you know what I mean?
That's a good
Why don't
point.
you just remain fucked if you like tear your ACL or whatever? Do you know what I mean?
Some people don't get
know.
surgery for it. You know,
Yeah,
it's kind of like
yeah, I know.
why?
I know a few guys in my club that are like putting off surgery because both of their knees are slowly going, and they're like, "Oh, I'll just get surgery on both knees when the other one goes. It's fine."
yeah, so you could crawl like an infant to the bathroom and shit your pants because you can't get up on a toilet.
Well, that's why we have machines.
That's
We've been
right.
over
And
this.
horses, we have horses. We'll just use horses for everything.
To
Also-
carry you up to the bathroom.
I don't know, like, kind of like I can't remember using diapers, so I've always been like interested in what it would be like just to shit myself in like a safe
You
environment.
just well,
I've shit myself.
yeah, I've shit myself.
Have
too,
you shit
as an
yourself
adult?
as an adult?
Yeah, actually, oh, not as an adult, but
Yeah.
like as a kid, I remember. Yeah, it was like, yeah.
It's not fun.
Let's not get into that.
No,
But it's
yeah.
one of those things where when you do it and you sort of like, because I always have times where like I think I shit myself,
Oh yeah.
but like
The
you know
worst.
like you fart really hard or it's whatever. But it's
Yeah.
like you don't shit yourself, but until you really shit yourself, then you know what shitting yourself feels like, and now you're not afraid of all the other times.
That's true.
where you think you shit yourself.
That's true. Actually,
But I was gonna say, man, my knees are fucked up too. You know,
Really?
I don't know what I don't like. I'd like to go to a doctor and actually figure out what's wrong with them. But my
Mate,
knees have been
if
fucked
you
up
if
for
you can't if you
years.
don't go to a doctor, nothing's wrong with you.
That's what I keep saying.
It's like my car.
Every time I go to a doctor, they always tell me like something's wrong with you. Do
They
you know
always-
what I mean?
they
Like
always
I have
diagnose
no idea what diabetes is, but I'm sure it's fine.
Said stage 4 something like I
Yeah.
don't remember.
I wasn't
Terminal
listening. What's
terminal
wrong?
Mansa maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. That's a terrible joke.
It is.
We shouldn't
He
even
told
say
me
that.
I
mean,
Just-
well,
He told me to do burpees, or I had burpees, or
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah. You need
Yeah.
more cardio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I didn't know what that means. I went to the doctor. He looked at my dick and he said I had burpees or jerpies.
Yeah,
or
did you get
something?
that from CrossFit? You said
Yeah,
you did CrossFit
there's-
before.
yeah. Well, there was some, people in CrossFit, but yeah, no. I mean, like a lot of burpees and on my dick. whatever.
We
Okay.
can't complain about this, like it
told me
being
to
a
take
bad
Valtrex.
joke. We started the show off about a guy fucking a goat.
Yeah. Oh, right. As long as we're not like those other podcasts that apologize for half an hour, we're fine.
Well, it's it's like the joints, man. We start at a shitty level and we only degrade.
That's true.
You know, we only go down from here.
That's
So,
true. Well,
Thankfully, and we're actually going to put this to a test today with a 6-hour roll-a-thon.
oh, right. We have that.
Yeah,
I forgot about
I'm not
that.
going to shit my pants. Well, I've
Dude,
never shit my pants
I
doing
am
jiu-jitsu. Today
not
might be the
keen.
day, though.
I am not keen. Like, it's probably the worst idea I had to test out my inflatable mattress yesterday because I'm fucked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where did you sleep on the floor?
Yeah, I slept on the floor.
On that fucking the hiking mattress thing you have over there?
Yeah, it was pretty good actually,
Yeah, it looks like it.
to be honest.
What kind? You know?
I do not know, but I got it from it. Oh, well, actually, it is a Kathmandu
Okay.
ascent.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I suppose
Yeah.
it means ascent. But like,
Yeah,
but I'm
ascent,
trying to
whatever.
read it like upside down, so it's like ascent.
Some people think that if
You
you
want some of my ascent?
yes.
Okay.
Is that weird?
Not weird. Here, have a feel.
Thank you. Yeah, that's nice.
It like
that?
yeah. Look, I wasn't convinced when I stepped on it because obviously, like the air pressure
Right.
over my foot just went straight through it.
Yeah.
So as you lie on it, it's actually pretty good.
But did you find yourself having to blow it back up?
No. This
Really,
was just,
that's the test right there.
Yeah.
like no, I didn't. I did find, however, that like if I rolled over and I was on the edge of it, it gave me some vertigo in the sense that I started feeling dizzy because it was like rocking on a boat. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because
yeah,
the
yeah.
solid ground versus the air pressure just made me feel hell dizzy.
Well, let me ask you this: Have you like camped and,
No.
and slept on stuff? Have you ever?
Oh, I've camped, but I've not like slept on anything this comfortable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It makes a huge
I wasn't
fucking
rich as a
difference.
child.
No, I mean really, it probably cost a decent amount because it's a fucking
Look, to be honest, it
that
was a
kind of
really
technology.
good gift from my mum.
Yeah.
Before I came over, because she thought that I'd be like crashing on mats. She didn't expect people to actually be cool.
She didn't expect people that you knew to actually have, couches and beds for you to sleep on.
Well, it's because I came over not knowing anyone. So like I've just
shit.
made connections.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I literally just spoke to people.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know why, but they just invite me over.
Just
pretty cool.
jiu-jitsu people, or
Yeah, just jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
people. So
that's
I
cool.
get invites to go places and I rock up, train, get beat up by like 6 foot tall American poster boys with like 300 pounds of muscle.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
solid.
Big John.
Big John.
Fuck.
He is a big boy.
He's a large human.
He is a large human. Oh yeah. Obviously your listeners don't know who Big John is, but
Yeah.
again, he's like 6 foot tall, weighs for people that use a proper system like 110 kilos, which is I don't know 250 pounds.
Yeah, it's about that. And call him Big John after the song Big John.
Yeah, it makes
Because I'm
sense.
pretty sure he's like the only person I know, like no, aside from like Steve. He used to come here or used to train out here.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his wife are professional like lifter. Like
Yeah.
she just broke the 1,000-pound club for
Wow.
like weight.
No,
Yeah, she's a fucking
that's a
monster.
huge deal.
If he hasn't already, I want to see that man violently abuse steroids.
Who? Steve?
John.
John? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get
like
jacked
if
to
he
the
if he
gills.
hasn't already, I really want to see him violently abuse steroids.
I can't. Have I ever met anybody who's like done steroids?
Probably.
Probably, but like
Like most
you've
jiu-jitsu
definitely
athletes,
met people.
Like this is going to be a shock to a lot of people, but most jiu-jitsu athletes at the top tier will use steroids. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I don't know about all that.
I don't know about all that. There's
as
as
IB
testing, so we rely on the honor of the athlete.
No, there's totally testing. It's just like you talked about this last week. It was like it just takes 7 years for IBJJF to be like, oh yeah, hey, you popped top for steroids.
No, they don't test well. It's bullshit.
They tested once between 10 athletes, like once 1 year, like 5 years ago, and then
Right.
they didn't do it again. So this is why I was kind of excited when I heard that jiu-jitsu was going to become an Olympic sport. I would be very excited if they did nogi grappling, kind of like the ADCC
Yeah.
in the Olympics, because like would see a very big shift in the competitors. Then I think, like between the guys that do use steroids, obviously not everyone does. Like that's a broad generalization that's unfair to
Yeah.
the guys that do it properly and do win properly. But you'd see obviously next to no steroid use because of the stringent testing that they do.
Yeah.
And so you'd see like Paul Harris or the Joker's Polaris. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got that farm boy strength. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Farm boy strength.
With air quotes, yeah.
Hey, you take a genetically gifted grappler or any athlete and you enhance them. I mean, that gives you a 10%. The supplements that you take, the Mexican supplements that we're talking about, they'll give you an extra 10 to 20%, and that is going to make the difference when you're at those super high levels.
Man,
of grappling.
when your testosterone levels are at 800 times that of a normal human being, you've got some silverback gorilla strength. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it's natural either.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I don't think that's natural.
So
when you can bicep curl someone off the floor out of an armbar, maybe you should lay off the roids.
Dude, when you're grappling you just have to watch what was it? It was Gordon Ryan or Gary Tonin, one of the two that he grappled Paul Harris and
Gary Tonin.
Gary Tonin, and Paul Harris was literally in positions that no fucking normal human being would be able to pick somebody, like grappling position, just picking him up.
Just sideways with his lats.
Yeah, literally just picking him up.
What I found most impressive is he literally just flipped him with one hand.
Yes.
He didn't even lift his shoulder. He just
that.
Bicep curled and flipped Tonin all the way over. But he got tired at the end of it because Gary Tonin is obviously just better at grappling or better at being like Wrigley sort of thing.
Yeah.
And every time he did that, Gary Tonin didn't play his game. He got up and he separated and he went back to the wrestling.
That's what I mean. Gary
Tonin
is the master of
killer,
being an arrogant prick. Do you see the positions that he was standing in? He's exposing his back, saying, "Come on, attack it, buddy, attack it. Come on, attack it." And when he did, obviously, he just jumped straight on a heel hook. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was times where I thought he was actually going to break Polaris' knee.
Yeah, no, it was scary.
Some perfect poetic justice.
Dude, it would've been
that would have been amazing.
But
anyway, coming back to the Olympics, just to finish that thought, I would be very excited to see no-gi grappling, like wrestling. I wouldn't be so excited to see gi grappling. I think that should stay separate. To be honest,
my biggest fear with if something becomes an Olympic sport is one, the politics. We already have enough politics as it is with certain
of course,
jiu-jitsu tournament organizations,
100%,
just all sorts of shit. Now you're gonna add in this rule isn't good because of this. Look what it did to judo.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I don't want to see it happen in gi. I think if they're going to do something like jiu-jitsu in the Olympics, they need to create an entirely separate quote-unquote jiu-jitsu. Do you know what I mean? Olympic jiu-jitsu, where it's no-gi, similar rule set to the ADCC, maybe with different point system, or just keep the point system, or have it submission only. Do you know what I mean? 20-minute match in the Olympics, submission only, ref decision on who attacks more if it's a draw.
Yeah.
I think
Does that make sense?
I think what you would get is a lot of pushback from the Gracie family, which is still very influential in the world of jiu-jitsu.
100%.
So it's going to be, I think if it goes to the Olympic level, I can't see it. I have a hard time seeing it not being a gi sport at the Olympic level.
Yeah, so do I.
I get what you're saying.
I'm just wish
ADCC.
listing. I'm wish listing for my Christmas here, mate.
100%.
But if it goes to the Olympics, it will most likely be a gi sport.
But what if they had
I would
no
really
gi
love
and
to.
gi?
Well, I would love to see it as a throwback to when the Olympics was actually in ancient Greece. Do you know what I mean? They
totally naked,
greased up.
No creation rules.
Pancration rules, open-handed strikes.
You do realize that the only reason why they were naked is because women couldn't compete, because women were kicking their asses and they would compete under the guise of a man, so they'd literally strap their breasts down with tape, effectively.
Huh.
And then they would compete and cut their hair and compete as a man. And the men were thinking, it's really unfair that a woman would compete with me, so how are we going to stop that, lads? Oh, we're going to do it naked!
Yeah.
No shit.
There's no...
And that's the only reason why that was the thing. Quick history lesson for you.
Thank you.
I would love to see a return to, quote-unquote natural wrestling in no-gi. Mm-hmm. Shorts and either a rash guard or, literally shirtless. Do you know what I mean? Obviously not with... oil up, because that's just
almost
silly.
Like catch wrestling, kind of like submission
kind
wrestling?
Kind of like catch wrestling.
What's interesting is I don't know if it's going to be if it's US wide.
Yep.
But on base here, at least for the military schools, they have said that you have the option of wearing a singlet or rash guard and shorts for wrestling.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see rash guard and shorts in the Olympics, and no gi, gi jiu-jitsu.
But that's the thing. Like, you're in the know on jiu-jitsu. So I mean, like, if you say Brazilian jiu-jitsu, because the Gracies have done a great job marketing, or Gracie jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, whatever you want to call it. You can say, name one jiu-jitsu fighter to anybody, and they'll be like, oh, Hoist Gracie, or the Gracie, or that Gracie feller.
But like, it's kind of an unfair comparison when you have 200 members of your family that all do jiu-jitsu.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like the Olympic Committee would probably be like, well, let's look up jiu-jitsu, and what's going to be the first thing that pops up? Probably something involving the Gracies,
of
right?
Course. Like,
so it's like, they're in gis, and we can get our blue belts online, and it'll be great.
Well, what I'm really hoping is, like, if they do decide to go through with it, that they will actually talk to multiple families that have influence over jiu-jitsu, multiple current coaches that have influence over jiu-jitsu, ask all of their opinions on what it should be, and go with the consensus. Do you know what I mean?
But I don't think it's going to be like that, because the Olympic Committee...
Because that would be smart.
Well, the Olympic Committee is corrupt as is.
It is.
So wherever the money comes... Have you seen the documentary Icarus? We were talking about this last week.
So it's going to be like gi jiu-jitsu.
It's going to probably be gi fucking Gracie jiu-jitsu shit, man.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that, and that's cool, but it's just the way that the Olympic Committee works it's politics and it's money. I mean, if you can fucking know that every athlete that competed from Russia is doing steroids in a state-sponsored doping program, and you still let them all fucking compete at the Olympics... You know there's incontrovertible evidence, and you still let them all compete.
Well, the only way
I think
to do
your
that
dream
is...
of no-gi jiu-jitsu that takes everybody's opinion into account is probably fucked, man.
Of course. But, like, if that's the case, then there shouldn't be a rule against doping. If you're going to let one group dope. Either that, or you have two different divisions of go fucking nuts and natural. Do you know what I mean?
But the logistics of something, like, that's why, like, you were saying we have gi or no gi, like, the logistics of that, now you've just taken a... sport and then added.
I didn't know about the Russian doping.
It's so fucked, man. You gotta watch. Well, I don't know if you have access to Netflix, but you gotta watch Icarus
in Soviet Russia.
Yeah. No, for real, dude. It's fucking crazy.
The reason why I wouldn't want to see Gracie Jiu-Jitsu stock standard in the Olympics. And, like, I would as well, and I obviously can't deny that they're a huge influence, and obviously there's heaps of Gracie members that would kick my ass every day of the week, twice on Sunday.
It's like we have to do that qualification every time we say stuff.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, but, like, I actually like the idea of being able to walk into a Gracie bar and keep training. Do you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know.
Oh, you're that fuckface.
Yeah.
Come here, boy.
All three of the Gracie Baja members that listen to this podcast do not like us. There we go.
Whatever. Anyway, I would like to see it because, whilst the Gracies were hugely influential, that will change as time goes on.
It has changed, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and, like, you got people like me, this is going to sound arrogant, but people like me, Rob, you, guys that aren't from Brazil that are winning, Kit Dale from Australia, that if he continues and doesn't be a little bitch, he'll do really, really well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
The whole Danaher Death Squad.
Like, if he does another 10 years of jiu-jitsu, he will be, like, the next Gracie sort of name, or the next Galval, that sort of thing. And you got Galval, obviously, Keenan Cornelius, who's American, born and bred, do you know what I mean? And 20 years from now, you'll only see more of that. If you put Olympics in jiu-jitsu in the Olympics, and have it a separate thing from Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, you'll get a heap of people interested in it.
And that's actually where I was going to go next. Was like that would be one of the positives of having it in the Olympics.
100%.
Like, how many Taekwondo people, at least from what I saw, like, tons of people sign up for Taekwondo when Taekwondo was a big thing in the Olympics.
Yeah.
But after a while, you're like, Taekwondo, whatever. It's a big deal. It'll bring people in if it mainstreams it.
Of course. And, like, no-gi is inherently more exciting.
Yeah.
Like, Hodger Gracie is the best we've ever seen at competing ever. He took 10 minutes on average to submit all his opponents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's also more dynamic. It allows you to incorporate a lot more wrestling, a lot more sort of freestyle standing grappling, judo without a gi. Whereas, like, gi jiu-jitsu, the wrestling portion tends to be a little abbreviated.
Of course.
Because of the friction.
I reckon that, like, if we do have jiu-jitsu in the Olympics, the mandatory weight limit should be, like, 200 pounds.
And have them
like
have to cut down.
No, have to have them over 200 pounds.
Oh.
Only let real human beings fight. I mean, it's just unnatural seeing small men fight.
There'll be guys.
Like those Beyblades just bouncing off each other. All
There'll be guys stuffing their stomachs with cinnamon rolls before the fucking weigh-ins. 195 pounds. I gotta make weight, man. Instead of cutting, you're fucking just eating.
Oh yeah, dude. I want to see some big uns. You know what I mean? I want to see some big uns.
Big boys. Well, would it be? It would have to be black belt only, yeah. Like I mean, if it was in the but that's where you were fucking talking about. If it's no gi, and you aren't in a ranked belt. I mean, what about like Josh Barnett? I mean, I know he has a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Wouldn't you do it like any other Olympic sport and just have qualifying?
That's what I was gonna say. But I think would Josh Barnett pass the Olympic level testing?
Nowadays, I mean, he still fights for the UFC, right?
Yeah, and didn't he just get busted recently again?
Man,
I could have sworn he did.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like, I'm gonna look it up.
Fought, like,
I thought he did because I'm like, this is the 30th time Josh Barnett's been busted. Hold on, let me pull it up.
It's possible, but I'll tell you what. I mean, qualifiers, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, like ADCC. That's
I was just thinking that all the fucking other Olympic sports, they're all black belts. I think that there's like a requirement in judo that you have to be a black belt.
Oh yeah.
In order to even be in the qualifier.
Well, because judo works differently with its grading system in the sense that you need to compete in order to earn points in order to be graded.
Oh, okay.
So you can grade up to blue belt, I believe it is, in judo without doing a competition. Mm-hmm. After that, you need to earn points, and you earn those by winning competitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to get your black belt, I think you need to have 300 points. Mm-hmm. The way that it works, I believe, don't quote me on this, is that, from blue to the next rank, whatever that is, green maybe, it's like 50 points. And then once you get to green, those points reset. And then you have to earn another 100. You know what I mean? So from blue to brown or whatever, it's 150 points total. And then from brown to black, it's like 300 points. So it's like 500 points total to get to black belt.
Well, it's also very like sort of I feel like it's regimented, it's traditional, and it's sort of institutionalized.
100%.
Yeah, like my old coach Kevin Killian is a judo black belt, and there's like this thing called the Kodokan. I don't want to fucking misquote stuff, but he told me that he got a black belt.
We started this podcast talking about goat fucking. Then we looked up the video of goat fucking. I think you're fine if you misquote it.
Yeah. Oh, the last time Josh Barnett has failed a test was December 27th of 2016.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I was like, it was way more recent than I thought. Well, actually, it is almost a year ago.
Makes sense, man. You wanna compete in MMA into your 40s? You're probably gonna be on fucking something.
He's 39, but hold on.
Yeah.
Barnett, this comes from MMAfighting.com. I'm always going to give some, some credit where credit's due by Mark Raimondi. December 27, 2016, MMAfighting.com, like I said.
Actually, Sorry, continue.
Barnett, 39, has had a history of failed drug tests going all the way back to 2001 after he beat Bobby Hoffman at UFC 34.
34.
When he was
like
given
260 now.
Jesus.
When he was given a warning for a positive screen. And in his next bout, Barnett won the UFC heavyweight title, beating Randy Couture by second round TKO in 2002. He tested positive for banned substances after that fight as well and was stripped of the belt.
Dude, I don't know. You can't judge a guy who's been around that long, though.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean, it's not like he would he wouldn't
Yeah.
rip my head off and throw it into the stands if we ever,
my problem is that I'm convinced everybody's fucking doing... the vast majority of people that are out there are fucking doing something.
Yeah.
Of course.
And they just don't get caught.
Yeah, well, 100% that's the case. Especially in jiu-jitsu when there's no testing. What we should do, actually, guys, is that we should explain what steroids do to your body in case we've got any listeners that are considering it. Like, both my parents are doctors, and I asked them about it once because obviously you do if you want to be good. Like, I won't lie, I have considered taking steroids myself before.
I want you to violently abuse them.
I know a lot.
Maybe once I reach the peak of what I can do naturally, I don't want to start halfway through it, do you know what I mean? Because then you peak lower with steroids. Anyway, what steroids do to you guys... Like, obviously, they really, really help with muscle development because testosterone is like the driving force behind getting stronger. But, your testicles shrink, you lose libido really quickly. You have violently huge, like, rage mood swings, do you know what I mean? To the point where it has been known that, like, things will piss you off to the point where you can kill people very easily, do you know what I mean? Because you're so mad. Your heart muscle deteriorates, so the walls of your heart get thinner, increasing your chances of like having a heart attack dramatically. You know,
Yes.
all of the arteries, all of the walls in your arteries get thinner. Do you know what I mean? So, and including in your brain, so you increase your chance of having a stroke dramatically as well. Also, you're very likely to lose hair on your head because like testosterone makes you lose hair on your head, but also makes you get hairy. Do you know what I mean? Everywhere else. So it's not a very like it'll make you stronger, and obviously it's like a good way to win quickly. But if you want to live past 40, I wouldn't recommend it.
Rest in peace, Macho Man.
I'll tell you this,
That's what I
man.
think about. God.
There's differences between the different steroids, and I used to be
Of course.
a CrossFit and Olympic weightlifting coach, and I used to see this, firsthand, people doing steroids and different types of steroids, and sort of, I do have a knowledge of sort of how that, like, those are the thing. What you talked about is sort of what doctors put out there as what happens.
Yep.
And that does happen to people. There are people that all of those things happen to. There are people that some of those things happen to. As far as like the hair loss, right? So it's like your hair loss.
Obviously, it might not happen.
Well,
but,
if you're already going to lose your hair, it's going to accelerate your hair loss.
Of course.
If you take testosterone, there's differences too. Like testosterone, if you have testosterone in your body, it's not just going to help you build muscle. It's also going to help you recover, sleep better. It's going to help you fix everything in your body. It's going to make it...
How do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger got by for 10 years on 6 hours of sleep a night?
I'm fucking telling you, man.
Yeah.
They're all the fucking actors, all the fucking... They're all doing this. And the thing is that what's big in jiu-jitsu and in CrossFit and a lot of other sports is once you hit your 30s, you go to a doctor, like this fucking anti-aging doctor.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, man, I don't, feel great. And he finds a reason for you to get on what's called testosterone replacement therapy. Well, what that does is there's a normal range of your testosterone. It's something from like 300 to 1,100 nanograms per liter or something like that. And so, it's like, oh, I'm sitting at 400 nanograms. You're in the normal range, right?
But you're on the lower end of it.
You're on the lower end, and they're like, well, yeah, you have the testosterone of a 70-year-old man. We'll definitely help you with that. And so they take you and they put you up at the 1,100 at the fucking top end. So when you do get tested, you got fucking testosterone, but your testosterone levels are still in the normal range. They're just fucking, like, those freakazoids, like, it makes a huge difference. Like, those guys you see in the gym who they never get tired, their fucking muscles are, they're genetically have more testosterone, they fucking, a lot of them have hair loss already, but it's like they're fucking hairy dudes, we're looking at a guy right here who probably has fucking...
No, look, man, I don't have shit on my chest. I'm smooth as a baby's ass.
That's a disturbing description.
Isn't it, though? My chest feels like a baby's ass.
Have you waxed your face and your head? Hey, quick question. How far up do bald guys go when they wash their face?
I go like... I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's a good question.
Because if they're bald, like, how do they know where to stop? Like, do they go all the way to the top?
I don't know, man.
That's a really good question.
Like bald?
Yeah,
I
like-
mean, like, do you use hair? Or do you use fucking or
Soap
I
or
use,
like shampoo?
Yeah, do you use shampoo? Or
do you use shampoo?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, like if you're like clean shaven bald.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, why would you bother?
Okay, so
I
would you
really
use
want to like
shampoo?
wax someone's head.
Right? Would you use shampoo or would you use like floor cleaner?
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Or
fucking
bowling ball
scrubbing
wax.
bubbles or like Pledge or something.
Mate,
yeah, Pledge. Would you use fucking Pledge?
That would be amazing. Can you imagine like stacking on your head with bowling ball wax if you're bald?
With what?
Like bowling ball wax. You know how like you clean
Oh
bowling
no,
balls?
I'm not familiar with bowling ball wax. I've
It's like-
literally
it makes
never
it
heard
shiny,
of that.
so you can like you put it on the bowling. It's like it was a joke in The Simpsons once as well. I think like Homer puts his head.
Oh,
in
his
the,
head in the
Yeah.
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 It's
Oh,
actually-
yeah.
Is that the thing on the machine where you
Yeah,
fucking
like polishes
okay?
it. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what the fuck that did. I've never been
It polishes the bowling ball.
That's so...
Kind of the same way that you like polish a cricket ball on your jeans.
Oh,
Wait,
fucking-
what?
What
Like,
the
the guys-
fuck does that even mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
guys
you
don't
have to explain
cricket.
to us. We don't play cricket, man.
Okay, cricket is
Polish
like
a
a really
cricket ball.
enticing game that goes for like 4 days where mostly people just stand around.
Like baseball.
But
Kind
longer.
of like
Baseball
baseball.
is like
Kind of
baseball
like
can go
kind of
on.
like baseball's younger, slower brother.
Oh man,
Oh, jeez.
but it's very popular.
So we have a wide bat because we're not too good at hitting the balls. Yeah, and we bowl them so they bounce on the floor first, and then they bounce up. So it's like a spring into the wicket. We don't have like a catcher. Well, we do behind the wickets. The idea is that it's like 3 long poles with like a crossbar on top.
Yeah.
And the idea is the bowler has to hit it to knock the wicks off the wicket.
Okay.
And that's how you get the person out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is no strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it just feel like that could fucking take a really long time to do.
It can. That's what I'm saying. It takes like 4 or 5 days for a test match.
What is it? So when you say a test match,
I mean like a match just to test the teams.
what's the difference between a test match and
I have
like
no
a regular
idea.
match?
It was too fucking boring for me to get into,
Dude, it's. I mean,
Like,
I've
anyway,
always
in
wanted to
cricket,
know
what
the
they do
rules.
is they
Never
have the red ball. It's like a round ball with like a yarn wrapped around one end of it. They rub it on their shorts
Okay.
to get a spin on, because like one side becomes lighter than the other. Then
Oh.
so when they bowl it, it spins and it's harder to hit.
Baseball players do that a little
Yeah.
bit, right?
Think
Isn't there
so.
like a fucking when you're pitching, there's ways of. I mean, can't you can like fuck with the ball? It's illegal.
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
right?
like sandpaper on the ball
Yeah.
or like grease or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but like this is perfectly legal.
This
to
is
do.
legal.
Like
baseball.
you
it's
see
illegal.
the bowlers that have like huge red stains down the pants by the end of the match. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so basically it works the same way as baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it can take ages, dude.
Is that big in all the Commonwealth countries?
I don't know. Like
Is it big in Australia?
it's big in Australia. It's not really that big in England, to be honest.
They're more of a soccer place.
Yeah.
Or
But
football.
They will murder you if you say soccer. But yeah,
I'm gonna go
it's,
fucking say
football.
soccer.
Soccer, yeah. that's
Soccer.
weird. Yeah.
Soccer.
Soccer. They'll be
Yeah,
like,
you guys
how
Soccer.
dare you?
You guys should say like motorcycle helmeted hand egg when you refer to American football.
It's pretty good. It's
It's
pretty
pretty
good
good.
sport, though.
I love how you guys are like, how can we introduce equality into our American football? I know. We'll have all the women play in their underwear.
That's
Oh, that is true. Yeah, that did happen.
equal rights, man. I mean,
And lefts.
and left or whatever. No, I mean,
Those
Australia.
girls are violent, dude. I've
They
watched
are.
them. Holy crap, those girls are violent. Like, I've watched those games and they will literally, like, go fucking horizontal in the air to spear tackle people.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never watched a lingerie football. I think in America it's like you think it's a fucking like something that Americans would want to watch, but I
Yeah.
find it to be like tacky. And nobody I know watches lingerie football.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it's like but you
Everybody
think of
knows
it-
about it, but nobody watches
Everybody
it.
knows about it. They're like, oh yeah,
Except
that's
for
so cool.
everyone that watches it.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, when the fappening happened and all the celebrities got their pictures leaked. It's like, what? I haven't seen Jennifer Lawrence naked.
No.
I didn't do that.
Well, and
That's disrespectful to her.
I-
Poor woman.
dude,
You're fucking lying and you know it.
I doubt that anybody who watches the lingerie football league would tell anybody that they watch the
Yeah, it's
lingerie
kind of
football
like
league.
buying tickets to a Justin Bieber concert.
Yeah.
People go to it, but you never.
What do you mean?
But no
No,
one goes for it,
What do you
yeah.
mean that picture of me on fucking and social media at a Justin Bieber? I was just that wasn't me.
That was totally
someone
not
else.
me.
I went to sleep at the metal concert the night before and I didn't go home.
And I woke up and I was walking around and there's all these teenagers and I just stayed because there was
You know, I was worried for their safety.
I was very worried.
There's a lot
about
of teenage girls alone.
There's a lot of
and like in
strange
today's climate, you don't know what's going to happen.
them.
That's
You really
right.
don't.
Took it on myself to watch out for them.
Didn't
Next
want
thing
him
I
to get
know,
Harvey
Justin
Weinstein.
Bieber's singing, comes on with that Dorito song. You know, the Dorito chip song.
Oh, the one was
I don't know the lyrics, but I say Dorito.
Dorito. It's like Despacito,
And then,
but like,
yeah,
okay.
something like that. That came on, I thought it was alright, and then before I know it, I'm grooving.
Or we all know this kid in school. I just watched it to see how stupid it was.
Oh,
You're a fucking liar.
You're a liar.
You are a liar.
Just
I
like
watched
what-
Power Rangers because I wanted to see how stupid it was.
I watch Power Rangers.
Just like
as a
what you like.
motherfucking Power Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Power
what you
Rangers are the shit, man. Except for that new movie, that was shit.
I haven't seen the new
Me
movie.
either.
Gotta
Watch it.
13.
I watched it because I wanted to see how stupid it was.
Hey, you do realize that we got 6 hours of rolling and there will be some crossover.
Oh, you guys got 6 hours. Of
Yeah, we're
I
gonna-
got
You're
shit
not
to do.
coming?
No, I gotta go. I got stuff to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a more sensible human being than we are.
I'm trying to. The fucking Germans, man. They have things open on Saturdays sometimes, but they're open between like the hours of 10 and 2.
Yeah.
So you can't fucking do anything.
Actually, what's
Well, that fuckface at the computer repair shop, my
like-
ass. Oh, we're open at 10. No, you're not.
no, you're not. Like,
No, you're not.
guys, if you own businesses and you say you're open at 10, what that means is you open the doors at 10. You're not like 5 minutes late to rocking up to the store and getting everything ready, so you're open by 10:30.
Yeah, he wasn't even there.
You should
so,
literally be able to have the door open at 10:00.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's your fucking standard
In
because
fact,
it's a
you
business.
should have the door open at 10:00.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that goes over really well
Should
for
already be open.
for gym owners as well. So we can cross that over to BJJ
of
talk.
course, 100%.
If you're gonna have if you guys are gonna have people show up for class and they're giving you money, the
Providing
class
a
starts
service,
at this time. Not
Yeah.
oh my bad, hold on, let me text some people and take a picture for Instagram. Like no, class starts at this time.
Yeah, take a photo after the fact, guys.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where if you're the person paying for the service and you show up a few minutes late, like, and because you have a fucking real life, is it
Yeah.
annoying to the instructor? Probably. Can the instructor maybe make you do some extra warm up stuff? That's
Not
fine.
really.
But
it's not annoying to me when people do it.
it's not
Some places
some
are,
places
yeah.
I think it probably is,
Oh,
and a lot of
100%.
people it's not because people understand you have lives. But that's the thing is that I'm paying you money, right?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
getting money from me. So if I want to show up 5 minutes late, as long as I'm not being a
Well,
douchebag,
My instructor always said something to me whenever I rocked up late, and he's like, "Man, it's not church. It's fine." Do you know what I
because
mean?
you feel guilty.
Yeah, of course. Well, of
We're
course you
ingrained
do.
to feel guilty
Like,
Yeah,
about
yeah.
being late
The
for shit.
thing though is that this comes back to the evolution of jiu-jitsu. It was very, very much like a traditionalist. You bow to the instructors when you walk in, slap the hands of every single one of your training partners. You don't leave the mats until the instructor says you can. And that sort of attitude was very prevalent in the 1950s, 60s, 70s. And then as people got more relaxed and all the rest of it, and you got the new guys that were born in the generation 10 years prior, like
Yeah.
me. I'm only 23. Do you know what I mean? Guys in my generation, or like people, 5 years after me in that generation sort of thing, that are in the attitude of today's culture of like, yeah, guys, I recognize you're busy. It's fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll find that in the next 20 years, there'll be a lot more instructors, sort of like my instructor, like me, that recognize that 5 minutes doesn't really actually matter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sure, it can be annoying. If it's consistent, it's annoying, and sometimes you have to say things. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But, like, we recognize that we're not going to stop you from training if you're late.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
if it's an issue, like if you have a commute
Yeah.
and you get off of work at a certain time. So let's say we'll say like kids class starts at 5 p.m. here. I'm getting off of work sometimes 4:45, 5 o'clock. So if I drove straight to class, I'm gonna be late. There's like no way around it.
Of course.
There's no way for me to be like, gotta cut out early, guys. Gotta go train. They'll be
Of
like,
course.
no, the fuck you're not. You're staying because the work has to get
This
done.
is why I'm about 5 minutes late,
And that's
most
fine.
days because
Yeah.
I don't get out of work until a certain time. But I think that also from my perspective, I want to learn from you. I want to be there, and for me, if it's a difference, if I'm if I'm getting so much shit for showing up 5-10 minutes late that I don't even want to come to your class, maybe that's something like I feel like there's a credit from me like saying fuck man, I'm going straight from work to there because I want to be a part of this. I want
Yeah.
to learn from you.
Of course.
I feel like there's something to be said for that. Now if you're the kind of
100%.
person who's just consistent, I don't
Oh,
know,
if you're sitting on your Xbox and you're fucking around,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, should I, shouldn't I?
or you're coming
come
in to the class in a way that makes it really conspicuous and distracts attention from the instructor. Like there's all those things that go into being a douchebag. But you were talking about like I've been to a fucking Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym where it was exactly what you were
Yep.
saying. Like it was fucking very regimented. You couldn't roll with somebody that was a higher belt level
yeah.
than you
Yeah.
unless they came to you first.
Yeah, guys.
Even if you were super
Important note,
polite.
guys, if you ever visit clubs like Carlson Gracie HQ and Roger Gracie HQ or any club in Brazil, never ask a black belt to roll with you. If you're not a black belt, don't do it. If
Yeah.
you didn't know already, don't do it. Like, it's
I'm
just...
talking like white to blue.
Yeah, of course. Like, that
Yeah,
too.
that was-
too.
that
If
was
you
like-
don't ask a higher belt to roll with you.
You don't think
Especially
so?
not the black belts.
like
like,
in Brazil or like in
In
general?
those clubs I just mentioned.
Okay, yeah.
Like, in
Yeah.
my club,
No, that
sure,
makes sense.
call out, say, oh, Josh, let's roll. I don't mind. I like it. Do you know what I mean?
Or what if it's like, hey, Josh, would you mind rolling with me?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, see, in this club, you couldn't even do that to a blue belt or a purple belt,
Yeah,
whatever it was.
yeah,
It was so,
of course.
it's so weird.
And this because
How do you get better?
well, you wait for them to pick you. Do you know what I mean?
But what
Don't
if they
forget
don't?
that once you get to that level, it's the onus of the higher levels to pick lower belts as well.
That's a good point.
Like it's That's why you have the tradition where it's expected that a higher belt will roll with a white belt. Do you know what I mean?
It's a good point.
And I personally try and palm that responsibility off onto others as much as I can because I find I cop elbows and knees to the face.
Yeah, who
like it's
tempers the
nobody's
brand new white belt who doesn't know where his fucking body is in
The
space?
enforcer.
Yeah.
That's why you have blue belts. You have blue belts who go and they fucking take those big ass white belts. I like doing that in this gym, but it's fucking.
And to be honest with you, when I last walked into Hodge Gracie, dude, it was really good. I had like 6 rolls with black belts, one after the other, and then a roll with a brown belt, and then a roll with a purple belt. And like the purple belt came up to ask me, and I told him beforehand, like, I don't mind if you ask me. And it was like, what? Like, obviously the listeners can't see me, but it's like, whoa, what's going on? Like, are you sure? Is that not rude? Is it really not rude for me to do that? I'm like, no, man, it's cool. It's fine.
You did this in Brazil?
No, in London.
Oh, okay.
In London. Wouldn't do that in Brazil. You fucking stupid.
Well, I don't fucking know. No, I don't know. I've never been to Brazil.
You get stabbed. Yeah, I mean,
I like to like not die.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no, like it's very important actually, guys, that if you do walk into someone else's club, don't be a cocksucker.
That's rule number 1, right?
Do you
That's a
know
pretty.
what I
That's a pretty general rule.
I mean,
in my
like,
opinion.
you know,
I'll tell
like
you
you
the
could be a
story
literal
of old mate.
cocksucker, but
Yeah.
like, don't be like a.
Don't be a proverbial cocksucker.
There you go.
Like I'll tell you the story of the purple belt that was training in Paris.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, like there's actually a very pertinent story to this particular conversation. I was training in Gracie Baja HQ in Paris. Really good club, guys. Go there if you're ever in Paris, by the way. Shout out to them. They're really good. And this purple belt comes in. And now, I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Like, either something's wrong with him or he just has super arrogance issues.
Yeah.
Anyway, he comes in and he thinks he's better than everyone. And so, like, what happened was we trained together at the end of the class. What they do is they do, like, the 10 minutes of positional sparring.
Yeah.
And it was mount game this time. Now, this guy is obviously thinking himself pretty good, and he's a competitor. Like, he's very competition-minded and wants to win, no matter what, really. And so we're doing mount game, and I said, oh, yeah, you can come on mount first, because, like, this is going to sound arrogant, but mount's sort of my game. I really like it, so I'm pretty confident in it, and I like to give other people a chance to go first, just to see what they do in case they've, like, got some good stuff for me to pick up as well. And, like, I escaped 18 times in 3 minutes, or sort of thing. And that's including him trying to continue the roll and refusing to stop rolling after I had escaped. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Couldn't hold me down. My turn comes along, and like I start holding him down, and I start off relatively hard with him, but then he couldn't escape, so I went a bit easier on him, and then he couldn't really escape either. And I armbarred him 3 times, and he wasn't tapping to the armbar, so I let go because he was going to get himself hurt if he wasn't. It was like that point where he's like either going to break or escape, and I'm thinking, nah, I'm not going to hurt this guy. Let it go. And so, like, the 4th time I'm on mount, he can't escape, and I'm working towards a high mount to try and, like, either turn to his back or, get his back or get another armbar. And he says to the bottom, like, really muffled, the mount's too high. Like, the mount's too high, like, through his arms, because they're up near his face, and I can't hear him.
So this guy's getting fucked up.
Yeah, and he says, the mount's too high.
You're not doing it right.
Yeah, and, like, I pause, I'm like, did I just hear you right? Like, the mount's too high? And he went, yeah. And so giving him the benefit of the doubt, I say, for who? You or for me? And he goes, for you. And I'm thinking, okay, can you show me how to do it right then? I don't think you can. So I got annoyed with this guy. I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to arm lock him, and I'm going to make him tap with this one. I'm not going to let go until he taps. Obviously, won't bring it to the point of breaking, but I'll hold it on where it hurts for a few seconds. I do this, and he taps. And then he turns to me after I let go and says, you were lucky to get that. And that's when I knew what type of guy we're dealing with.
But some people don't live in the same fucking world.
No, some people don't.
They just don't fucking live in the same reality.
And so, like, what this guy was doing, this, like, for the next 3 weeks, what he would do is he would beckon black belts. He'd go, oi, 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 come here, come, let's roll. like that, literally saying that sort of thing, and he would beckon them to him.
That's
He
so
wouldn't
weird.
even move to the black belt. He would expect them to come to him.
Well, dude, would you do that? Would you do that in any other thing in life?
No, but this
Like
is
a fucking a Starbucks barista. Hey, hey, come here, give me some coffee. Like fucking, you
Of
wouldn't
course.
do that.
Well,
Of
we're
course,
not
but, like,
supposed to?
So it doesn't make sense.
Oh,
doesn't
shit.
make
Well,
sense.
I've been an
It
asshole
doesn't
at
make sense to me.
Starbucks.
Crazy.
And like this dude's a purple belt, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not making this up. This is actually a legitimate story. And he was annoying me for 3 weeks to the point the instructor actually gave me permission to hurt him if I wished.
Oof. Oof.
And like,
Some people just need that. Though.
and
Yeah.
he thought he was like really, really good, but he went down the tiers of skills. So he went to the black belts first. Oh, he had to roll with me first. He got messed up. Went to the black belts, got messed up. Went to the purple belts, got messed up. Went to the blue belts, who were like either on par with him or beating him. Then he went to the white belts for an easy roll, got his back taken and choked. And he got beaten at every tier of skill in this club.
Damn.
And the turping point for me, I actually choked this guy unconscious, like, at the end of the day. The tipping point for me was at the end of one of the lessons. I'd been training for 4 hours. He came in late and in a conspicuous manner, as you're saying.
Yeah.
Drawing attention to himself. And he's like, it's okay,
Right,
guys, I'm
yeah.
here now, sort of thing.
Oh,
late.
fuck you.
Don't be- conspicuous.
And like it was obvious that he didn't respect the lesson because he thought it was shit. He was just coming for the rolls at the end.
That's insane.
And so he came in, warmed himself up, had a bit of a move around as one of the guys, the blue belts, was asking me for advice on my pressure style.
Yeah.
Because it's not really that scene in Paris, in Gracie Barra HQ Paris.
Mhm.
And so I'm happy to show him my passing and my retention. Do you know what I mean? And this guy, this purple belt's trying to interject every so often, like saying, no, that's wrong, you can't do that. It's a wrong technique. And I'm being cordial with him. I'm trying to like ignore him. Do you know what I mean? And for about 10 minutes this goes on as I'm explaining the concepts and the techniques. And then at the end of the day, he literally comes to me, shoves me out of the way and says that's wrong. Like grabs me and pushes me, says that's wrong, let me show you how to do it. He jumps in and he does everything completely opposite to what I was saying,
Right.
which is everything that was actually wrong to begin with. And I say, okay, well, Baptiste is the blue belt,
Right.
obviously. Can you pass his guard for me? He will show me. Like, show me, mate. Baptiste will try and pass your guard. You ready? Go. Baptiste passes his guard in 4 seconds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm saying, man, you're wrong. Just stop talking. You're wrong. Do you know what I mean? You're being rude and you're wrong. And this guy is, like, getting a bit Marty, whatever you call it. You know?
Yeah.
But
And then a bit Marty, like, sulky?
Oh. See, that's an Australian word.
No,
that I
that's a
don't know.
British word.
Marty?
Morty.
Morty, or is it
Like,
M-O-R?
M-A-D-Y or M-A-R-D-Y?
I'm fucking using that.
Marty.
Marty, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I'm gonna use that from now.
It means, like, sulky, sort
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
like, a bit petulant. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's in my vocabulary.
Yeah, nice.
I'm gonna.
And so he gets a bit Marty, and then, like, at the end of it, he goes, "Oi, let's roll. Like, can you roll with me for a bit then?" And I knew what type of roll this is going to be. This is going to be the scrappy, we're fighting, but we're not saying it's fighting roll.
Yeah.
And so I start,
Everything
and, like,
goes.
I grabbed his
Yeah.
lapel when we were standing, and he was, like, trying his hardest to rip my grip out, but he's not strong enough for it, because I, like, did some judo as well.
You got big hands.
Got big hands, and I just got a really sunken, deep grip. And I was tempted to throw him, but then I thought, like, if I do, I'm going to have to commit to it, and, like, he's probably going to get hurt if I do, because I'll land on top of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I just pulled guard, and I did everything I was saying to do to retain guard, and he couldn't pass it, and so I balloon swept him into high mount, which he said was wrong, and then I choked him unconscious with a cross-collar choke, which he was saying was incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out like a light in 12 seconds from start to finish of the roll. So anyway, that's everyone's probably sick of hearing me talk.
No,
but,
dude.
like,
I mean, it's a lesson.
Like-
Absolutely.
there's so many
like-
lessons in there.
like,
I mean, we
dude-
see it all the time. in
I
the
do, yeah,
military.
yeah.
But just people who are so fucking delusional that they don't even realize what they're
How
doing.
fucked up
it's
they
like,
are,
It's
too,
almost
yeah.
like mental illness.
yeah, of course. Like, please do not go into clubs. Please do not go into clubs expecting to be better than everyone. Yeah,
Or anyone.
and please,
You could be the worst person who walks in there.
Yeah,
You
of
don't
course.
have any idea.
of course, you could be the best person that
Be
walks
the-
in there.
be the
Even
most
if you
humble
are,
person.
don't treat it like you are. If you're a purple belt, you're supposed to be mopping the fucking mats. You're not supposed to be giving advice to black belts.
No, hell no. Oh
You're
my
not
god.
supposed to be giving advice to brown belts, pushing them out of the way, saying you're wrong. You're not supposed to be beckoning people to you, expecting them to roll with you and respect your opinion.
In fact,
You're
unless,
a purple belt.
Unless
Like-
the instructor says you probably should not be giving advice to anybody in a different school anyway, unless
Oh,
you're
of
cool
course.
with the instructor.
Of course.
Right? I mean,
and
you
like,
just should
I
be
didn't
humble,
do that.
right?
Like, I
Yeah.
didn't do that at all, and like, it took like they ended up asking me for a few lessons. I actually did a seminar at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
But like, I never went in there saying, "All right, guys, I'm here. Who wants to learn from me?" Do you know what I mean?
Jesus.
Like, and please do not do that, guys. Please do not do that. Go into a club, be humble, be respectful. Do not assume that you're better than anyone. Like, and very few people would do that. Like, this is my first experience with anyone like that. What was the most annoying part is he did not get the message after he woke up. He did not understand, like, that I was annoyed with him. He's just like, "Oh, that was good training. Well, thanks for choking me out. I don't mind a natural high." And he left.
He actually might have a fucking problem.
Like, I'm pretty sure
Probably
that
does have a problem.
Like,
Like a mental problem.
Yeah, no
maybe.
shit.
Like, I have a theory that either he's like from a club where he is the best and he's very used to people taking his opinion and respecting it.
Yeah.
And he came to train here and like he's just not sure how to act. That might be the case. Or he might have something wrong with him. Do you know what I mean? But either which way, like, you think after 3 weeks of people subtly giving you hints, you might get the message. And then one not so subtle hint of like getting choked unconscious.
I agree.
It's just like, it was better for me to do that in my mind. Like, my instructor would probably call me a dickhead for doing it. He might agree with me actually, but the way that I justified it, I didn't feel good about it. And in fact, I was actually going to let go, but he just didn't tap. He genuinely didn't tap to the choke, and he just went out.
That's so weird.
Because he was wanting to prove himself better than me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way that I justified it, that if he did that in any other club, like in Brazil or in London, with the big clubs in London, the black belts would literally just hurt him. They would not think twice about breaking his arm.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gave him like a bit of mercy by like letting go of those arm bars, because you could have done the same thing like you said with that arm bar instead of putting him out. And getting put out, while it's not the best thing you can do for your body, it is like heaps and bounds way better than just being
Doesn't
like, well,
take you
fuck
8
your arm,
weeks to
dude.
recovery. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It doesn't twist your shoulder out of its socket.
Nah.
Like, yeah.
So you did him a favor.
Anyway, people are probably sick of hearing me talk now, but that's my story, and like the lesson behind it is just don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
I think there's a lot of lessons there.
Yeah, there was a lot of good lessons. So that was actually a real good episode, guys. So before we wrap it up, you got any shout outs you want to give, Josh, to our anybody listening, all 5 of our viewers? We killed off all of our listeners last week with our EBI talk.
Oh yeah. Actually, I'll give a shout out to EBI and how much I hate it. No, I'm just joking.
No, fucking.
I'm just joking. I heard about the story and I thought I'd troll.
Yeah.
I don't really have any shout outs. Oh, actually, Soap Co. Rob gave me some of your soap.
Trap and Roll.
Trap and Roll Soap Co. Used it all the time in Paris. It lasted me a full month of training, showering after every single roll. Beautiful soap. I like the fact that it smelled like coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has like little granules in it as well that actually make you feel clean. It's amazing. I liked it.
And I did not entice him to say that, so this is a real testimony.
Well, like, Rob gave me a free sample, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, hell, I'll use it, whatever.
Me too.
You know what I
I
mean?
like it too.
Yeah, that's good. The tape, the strapping tape as well. You
yeah,
gave me
tape
some?
armor tape.
Tape armor tape.
Yep.
Used that, and like, for the first time in ages, my pinky wasn't sore.
No shit.
Using it in open garden, just didn't feel like my fingers were getting torn off.
Nice.
Do you know what I mean? And like, it's the perfect width for strapping your fingers.
Indeed.
All right.
Well, good. Well, Josh, I'm glad we were able to get you on the show. Not so much interview, but more of a talk, which is awesome.
I wonder how this is going to go. There's a lot of swearing, a lot of talk about like sex with animals.
Animal sex.
Animal sex. There's interspecies erotica.
Yeah,
That was
I'm actually impressed that 2 guys managed to catch the goat, and more than that, like they thought it was a good idea to tag team it.
Well, it's probably a lot of practice.
Yeah, that's true.
honestly.
Honestly, yeah. I would argue as well. It probably wasn't their first time. If it was
How
their
do you
first
get
time,
to
it'd
that
be a
point?
lot more fucking.
I don't know, man.
Like you're just sitting there in the field, minding your own business, not even like a kernel of corn to chew because it's all
Dude.
sand and you can't grow shit. You see the little goat over there, it's giving you the eye, and you're like, hey. And I was like,
You know why? We can end on this because I could go into this topic for fucking a long time. Because they're not allowed to date.
Oh,
women.
really?
You can't see women. That aren't related to you. You can't date women that aren't related to you. You have to wait until marriage. and there's a lot of sexual frustration because of the culture.
So when you like get married, it's kind of like rolling the dice a little bit.
Yeah,
pretty much.
literally.
You're like, what would you do? You like get her home, flip up the hijab, and there's a big hairy pair of balls.
No, I don't think it's that bad. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's been the Big Jiu-Jitsu Show. I'm Rob.
I'm Aaron.
And we'll see you guys.
Josh.
And Josh. We'll see you guys
and
next
Josh.
time.
We'll just
yeah. We'll see you guys next time.